Here is a video of what's happening to us in mid-February with planting. Well, first of all, Shep's having a nice time sitting on the sun loungers, and Meg having a nice time sitting there on the sun lounger in a luxurious situation. So here we have our seeds, and this is our teraza. It's at the coast on the south of Spain, but it's quite mild here, and the temperature very rarely goes below about 8 centigrade. So it's a perfect place in February to set off some seeds. But this year we're planting all our seeds in either these sort of these containers, which I found a whole load of them in a skip, in a rubbish container, and mainly in little flower pots. But here we've got lots of different tomatoes. Almost all of the tomatoes this year are stuff we've got from shops. There's clamato, which is a very it's quite an expense. It can be quite expensive in the shops. There's really big clamatos. Stupis, which is my favorite tomato. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a Czechoslovakian tomato, but it's just so good. Daniela is a really big fat tomato which have in the vegetable shop around here, and some of these are from Spanish supermarkets. Those are very big. They're massive tomatoes because Sarah likes really big beefsteak tomatoes. But we've got other things, but they probably won't. The tomatoes probably won't start sprouting for a while because they like it a little bit warmer. But probably in about a week's time, 2 weeks, they will start sprouting. But what has started sprouting is all the brassica type things. We've got different types of broccoli, cabbage and things, and they will come out. And the first thing to come out was the lettuce. That's a type of lettuce called Maravilla, and that's great. I want to have millions of those. And there you go, some curly kale there. That's a beautiful viola flower, which has a really nice, well actually they're multicolored violas, and they should be flowering in maybe May or June, I should think. Also here we have some other things. These are for some petunias that stayed alive most of the winter, so I took them out and planted them, and hopefully they'll get bigger and bigger, and these will be just massive petunias with hundreds of flowers. These are some pot marigolds, those like big orange type marigolds, and they're really nice flowers because those marigolds can put up with the cold, and you can actually have them flowering in January and February. But it's always good to have some of those nice cheerful flowers. And here we've got some snapdragons, which they also sort of survived through into the late winter, into December. So I decided to get some of them that were still growing. And these also should be like really big bushes full of flowers by maybe May or June. Same story. These peppers survived into like December, so I decided, it's like, rather than just let them die, I thought maybe if I keep them through the winter, when it gets warmer, they'll start growing again, and should be more or less okay. Peppers just go dormant through the winter because peppers are actually a perennial plant. But maybe if these start going again when it gets warmer, we'll have some really early peppers. So maybe we can have some peppers in the start of June if these get going, because we'll have lots of other peppers which will grow from seed this year. But these may come a bit early. And we've got some other things. These are cuttings I took from a goji berry. These are from goji berry cuttings. I'll have lots of more goji berries. And these are from a raspberry some raspberry cuttings I took. Some of them I took from just the rooted cuttings off the bottom of a raspberry bush, and the other ones are actually just raspberries cuttings stuck in water, and then they started to root, so I've put them into soil. And it's actually even a little bit of a curly parsley there. But what we do is we take those seedlings, and when they get up to like this, we're going to put them into with a pencil. You just make a hole in some good quality compost, and we push them in there, and then here's Shep and Meg again, and see, we put them into here. I've just done those butternut lettuces, and these were done a couple of days ago, but if any of them die, I'll just replace them. But those should be in a week, probably about 5 times the size, and they should be well on the way to being great free lettuce plants that I'm going to put in the ground in the start of April when we get up to the mountains again. So that's what we've been doing, preparing for the spring.